It is in the morning. I'm out here looking for sweet potatoes to move around. See how they're coming up all over? Some right there. There's a few right here. I need to take all those out and move them over to this garden bed here. Well, it's the same garden bed. I just want to put them on this side where I had all the carrots. I took up all my carrots and made some food with them. And those are the old tops. I'm going to bury all that. I think what I'm going to do is just kind of rip up all these greens and things and harvest what I can from it and then just bury all of it. And then that way it can just kind of break down slowly. And I'm going to plant sweet potatoes here, but I think I'm going to plant more corn too, because I'm really enjoying the sweet corn. One's coming up here, and some out on my front garden bed that I have that I thought, oh, I'll use these as a ground cover, and then I quickly realized that that would be a mistake. So I'm going to pull all these up, try to put them all in the same place. I have all of the sweet potatoes that I found put in over here. I started watering everything, but I'm pretty sure it's going to rain, so I'm going to hold off. Corn is all starting to come up. It's over here. I'm going to harvest the edible parts. I'm not going to eat that one. And just compost the rest of it. Being too warm, and I'd rather not waste my garden space on stuff that's going to struggle in the heat. I want to try using it to grow other things. Hi, kitty kitty. Squash is making flowers. Hi, kitty. Tomato looks pretty good. These marigolds. I think they're getting ready to bloom, a bunch of them. Those poor onions, the wind keeps blowing them all over the place. I'm just gonna let them do their thing though. And then over here I have like tiny baby greens, different kinds, mustards, and there's like cauliflower, and there's lettuce and all kinds of stuff. I don't know if it's gonna survive over here. This is mostly shady. But once I get rid of all the stuff that's bringing in the pests and things and disease, hopefully it won't spread to the newer things that I planted. But all these greens here, I'm just going to take out and replace them with like melons and beans and warm season crops, all this stuff. And not waste any space or time on them. Said there's still some edible parts on it, but they're just going to struggle from here on out. Some of them are just going to go ahead and start making flowers, and this one here, it's made flowers and it's made seed pods, but not very many. I'm going to try to collect them though, but this is the only one I'm going to let go to flower and waste and take up space, because even the leaves are getting kind of nasty and diseased, so this all needs to come out. Celery that I planted though, it's looking pretty nice. I planted marigolds all along this border that I created with the rocks between the potatoes and the onions. I think these potatoes might just be ready to harvest. I don't know. I don't think they're going to come back. I mean, I guess it has been like 3 or 4 months, maybe 4 months, 5 months. So maybe I should just dig them up and see what they're like. See what's down there. These little potatoes. But the plant is struggling, so the original seed potato that I put in there is all rotted. You can use this space for something more productive than trying to grow these few little potatoes from a dead plant. Like a peanut that I planted last year is coming up. It's funny. Oh, over here too, next to these potatoes. Another one there. Maybe I'll plant peanuts again here, I don't know. I really should take them all out. That one looks like it's getting diseased. Just let these ones go. And not waste this space on trying to get something to grow that's probably not going to come back. Harvested those. I'm going to pull out those greens and just make room for warm stuff. And not let these potatoes get diseased and carry disease over to these potatoes and my tomatoes. Because I have a lot of tomato plants everywhere. Doing pretty good. More marigolds. Lined them here with marigolds. These tomatoes, and then I have the tomatoes all along that side with marigolds too. Let's see what this one has here. Went ahead and got rid of all the greens here. Made up a little pile of them because what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig like a trench here, dig a little spot there, a little spot there. That way they can slowly break down and bring in all the beneficial worms and bacteria and things like that, and hopefully keep away the bad stuff. It's sort of like composting in place. Well, I guess that is kind of what it is, but that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to do it with these greens here. I'm going to let these grow and harvest these. Nagasaki cabbage, a little potato harvest. Go ahead and bring all these in and get these out of the way so I can dig these little trenches. Have my trenches built. I'm just going to fill them up with the leaves and things and bury them. There. And the cat over there. All nice and cleaned up. Maybe that'll give a chance for these here to grow without having pests and diseases get them before they get too big. Since there's nothing for them to breed and spread on before they get to these. Went ahead and buried some there and some there. There's a couple tomatoes there that I kind of forgot about. Get rid of all this here. Those little potatoes there are still going, so once they die off I'll dig all that up. But I think all through here I can plant melons or beans or something like that. Cucamelons are coming up that seeded themselves from being here last year. It's pretty cool. I need to go in. I'm gonna make cafeteria style patties. I said that because they're meat that's kind of stretched out with some type of carbohydrate and kind of seasoned to where you can have it as a hamburger or make Salisbury steaks out of it or make it into meatloaf or whatever. So I'm going to make some of those cafeteria patties and show you what those are like. I have some ground beef here. I have eggs, water, cornflakes, Rice Krispies, parsley. I have some beef broth seasoning. I have black pepper, ground mustard, garlic powder, paprika, and some onion powder. I'm going to go ahead and use the cereal and the water here first. Okay, I'm making up some of that instant broth. It's just 2 cups of water and 4 teaspoons of that. Although I used 6 because I'm going to use it to the extra flavor for some other things. I'm also not adding any salt to this recipe because there's plenty of sodium in this. I'm going to take some cornflakes and Rice Krispies and I'm just going to crush them up with my hands here. Mix them together really well. And then to this, I'm going to add the broth. So that's 2 cups of that broth. I guess if you don't want to use the instant broth, you could use regular beef broth. Mix this together. Just let this kind of soak, because it'll soak up all of that broth. And then I can kind of mash it into like a dough. So I'm just going to let this sit for 5 minutes maybe. It's been 5 minutes and this is nice and squishy, so I can just mix it together and kind of squish it so that it's no longer cereal. Okay. See how it's like a dough now? This will add not only flavor, but it'll add a lot of moisture to these burgers since they're very low fat content. And I just go ahead and dump in the 6 eggs. Then I can start adding all the spices. I don't really measure a lot of things, I just sort of throw it in there, so I'm just going to add like a spoon of paprika, a couple of garlic powder, good couple spoons of that. I'm going to add a little spoon of black pepper, I have a spoon of onion powder, I'm going to add just a little bit of mustard, and then I have a bunch of that parsley, carrot leaf stuff. I'm going to add quite a bit of that to it. And then I'm just going to mix this all together here. Okay, this is just the spices, the eggs, and that cereal and broth. It smells really, really good. Like I might even make little patties out of this and eat it if I had to. It probably would taste really good. But I'm going to go ahead and add the meat. Okay, and I'm just going to mix all this together really well. Now that it's all nice and mixed together, I'm going to use my patty maker here and just make a whole bunch of patties. I'm going to make them all half a cup each to start out with. I think that'll be plenty thick, and this will give me a whole lot of patties if I do half a cup each. Just put it in the patty maker. I think half a cup is perfect. That is a nice size patty. And I'm just going to keep making them until I'm finished.
I don't wanna be the best. I don't wanna be a fast-talking millionaire. I don't want no regrets. Wasting my time not saying what I meant. Don't wanna be a fake. I don't wanna beg. I don't wanna be a waste. I don't wanna be a lie. It ain't sincere if I hold it back. Why you wanna hide when you're trying to fight? Lock you up and hold you to a lie. Why you wanna hide when you're trying to fight? What you gotta do must be freaking out. I can hear when y'all chatter. Calm down, thinking you're fooling somebody. Won't I? With the news I gotta. Y'all listen here, I'll be giving what I wanna. I don't even want none. I don't even want none. Let them think they want. I don't even want none. I don't want. Make me wanna hold out, let the winners run. I don't even want none. I don't want. Make me wanna hold out, let them think they want. I don't even want none. I don't want. Make me wanna hold out, what they running from, yeah. Let 'em run, 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 run. Let 'em run, run, run.
I have all these patties here. I'm going to go ahead and cook these ones up and show you what they're like. But the rest of these I'm going to wrap up and put in the freezer. Go ahead and cook them here and I'll show you what they're like. I like to add mustard to everything. I think it makes the nutrients better for you. It tastes good too. Let's see what this meat patty is like. Guess I should have not put the mustard on, just like a cafeteria. I hope everyone has a wonderful time. Bye.